So Ethereum is down about 50% in the last month. This is its chart for 1 year. So it went up like a rocket. And then, like I said, the sentiment level had become extreme bullish. So when you've gone up that quickly in only 3.5, 4 months, you know, it was basically guaranteed there was going to be a very protracted, painful correction. Timing these things is difficult, but as you can see with the chart here, it looks like there's no real support level on the chart yet. So I've gone ahead and I've done some calculations with Fibonacci, because if you talk to some hedge fund traders, they would tell you on certain types of charts, if you're in uncharted territory with new highs and there's no real support levels on charts, oftentimes to try to predict new highs, you can use Fibonacci amounts. So either 1/3 or 2/3 on a Fibonacci and up, and the same thing goes for corrections. So with the sentiment levels, since we've already gone down 50% in about a month now on the correction with Ethereum. By the way, guys, have you actually noticed any news stories on the correction, or why do you think the correction is occurring? Do you think it's just that people are taking profits? Do you think the sentiment has exhausted itself? Yes, a lot of people don't know what Bitcoin or Ethereum is, but there has been a lot of money that has come in from Silicon Valley and hedge fund communities that put a lot of capital to work. So yes, a lot of total people still don't know what cryptocurrencies are, still don't know what Bitcoin is or what Ethereum is, but a lot of people in those communities of financial markets and also Silicon Valley do know what they are, and those people tend to hold a lot of capital and have put a lot into the sector. So the sector was long overdue for a lot of correction. Not just Ethereum, although Ethereum is having a larger correction than than Bitcoin. In terms of the market cap, we're down around $80 billion. The market cap was at a little over 110 billion. It was around 114 billion according to this chart, so starting to top out, and that's around a 30% drop. So in terms of the price targets where there could be support level for Ethereum on this correction, Ethereum, as I've been stating on a lot of social media platforms, has traded like a small biotechnology stock on steroids. So in that scenario, unless there's a really good press release coming out, which is what created another pop in Ethereum when it was correcting a couple weeks ago, and it had a very strong bounce back. Again, there was a PR release, I think, from Don Tapscott. The World Economic Forum released a long report on cryptocurrencies. So, you know, unless there's one of those really bullish press releases, because the cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum, tend to be event-driven, it's looking like Ethereum is indeed going to potentially test what a hedge fund trader would say is a 2/3 Fibonacci retracement from around its high of 408. So looking at those, if it has a 2/3 or 70% retracement, you're looking at support levels for Ethereum between $122.40 and $136 would be a range for support. The other thing I would be looking at besides those range levels is sentiment. So on the chart, it would have to start building a base, which means sentiment would have to, and buy the fucking dip, you idiot. You know, that type of sentiment. Ethereum is going back up to 500 next week or next month. Ethereum to 1,000 in a month or two. Ethereum to 1,000 in only a couple months. That type of sentiment has to go away. And that's how markets normally work, when markets tend to be more rational. Now, we've had irrational exuberance, I would say, in the Ethereum and other cryptocurrency markets, with some cryptocurrencies like Steam going from, I think, 10 cents to $2. And I don't think there's a supply limit on that. So, you know, we've had just a real amazing last 4 or 5 months in the cryptocurrency market. The total market cap of all cryptocurrencies has exploded. Bitcoin appears to be more stable than the other cryptocurrencies, but the market cap appears to have topped out for now, a little under 120 billion, give or take. And, you know, Ethereum, we could potentially, the sentiment levels, it could, in a rational market, it could have that 2/3 Fibonacci retracement from the high to build support levels again. But you know, if there is news, it could reverse that and go higher. I'm not buying back into Ethereum yet. If there was more liquid markets for options, I would be considering trading that if you're a hedge fund manager. If you're a hedge fund manager also and you watch my prior videos, you know, it would have been smart to start accumulating out of the money puts if there was liquidity to trade options markets on those. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a lot of liquidity to trade options for things like Ethereum yet. I think, you know, there's more liquidity for Bitcoin. I know a lot of financial professionals, when Bitcoin, you know, got up to 2,000 and 3,000, were asking about how to short it. You know, long term, there is a lot of potential for a lot of these cryptocurrencies, but it got just way ahead of itself too far too quickly. And people were coming up to me on all types of social media platforms and telling me, you know, it was a sure thing. Ethereum would be at 500 quickly, and Ethereum was going to be 1,000 quickly. And that type of attitude and sentiment was the same type of sentiment you see in a lot of kind of blow off top sentiments for a lot of short-term bull markets, where, you know, when silver got close to $50, you had the King World News people saying, you know, now silver is going to go to 100, and then 500, and then to 1,000, then silver is going to go 1-to-1 with gold. You know, that type of ridiculous predictions. So this is it for right now. Where do you guys think Ethereum's get a bottom at? Because I don't think it looks like we're anywhere near a bottom. We're still having, you know, minus 12%. In a single day, minus 17% in a single day. So when you have that type of price action on charts, that's a falling knife. So we're not near a bottom yet. Although, like I said, because these cryptocurrencies do act like biotechnology stocks on steroids, especially Ethereum, because they've been issuing a lot of press releases with a lot of corporations and banks and even foreign governments studying it. You know, if a few press releases come out, that could help to create somewhat of a reversal and maybe put in a bottom. But you know, unless those press releases, I wouldn't bet on that at this point. I would get out of the market if you're thinking of adding to Ethereum positions. I'm not sure I would add here. I would probably wait until there's a base, because it does look like on the chart now it is a falling knife. Wall Street for Main Street needs your help. YouTube stole $7,200 from Wall Street for Main Street in annualized YouTube AdWords revenues, and they kneecapped our analytics down by more than 80% across the board since September 2016 with their new censorship algorithms to stop the rapid growth of our channel. That was money we could have used to upgrade our website, pay bills, and invest in improving our content and growing our business. Our audience of loyal listeners is all over the globe, and so large now that if most or all of our listeners were to commit to donating $1 to $5 each month to our Patreon account, we could easily meet our goal on Patreon. Wall Street for Main Street also accepts one-time donations on our main wallstreetformainstreet.com website. That's WALLSTFORMAINST.com website via PayPal, Gold Money, or Bitcoin. We also accept donations of physical precious metals that can be mailed to us. Thanks to all listeners who have already made a donation, and thanks in advance to any listeners who make a future donation or contribution to the growth, improvement, and success of Wall Street for Main Street.